Leprechaun returns. I never thought I'd say that. Leprechaun Returns is a 2018 horror movie directed by Steven Kostanski, and it stars Taylor Spreetler, Lyndon Porco and Mark Holton. This film follows a girl called Lila who is on her way to her sorority house, which is in the middle of nowhere. We don't know where it is straight away, but she's in the middle of trying to find her sorority girls to take her there, but they can't take her there. So she gets picked up by Ozzy, who was in the original Leprechaun movie from 1993, played by the same actor, Mark Holton. So when we see him on screen, we get a kind of feeling that this could be a good movie. And I'm glad that they went with this storyline and they've forgotten about all the other ones, but I'll get into that in a second. So as he's taken her to this sorority house, we find out that the sorority house is the original cabin from the first movie as well. And if that doesn't make it any better, we find out that the little girl, Lila, is the daughter of Tori from the first movie, played by Jennifer Aniston. Ozzy drops Lila off and he's got a weird feeling that the leprechaun may return, but he goes away, but then he drops his phone and he has to come back for his phone. Something happens to him, I won't talk about that yet, but basically the movie is just about Lila and her friends trying to survive the night because the leprechaun has returned. Near the start of the movie, about 16 minutes in, we do have a confirmation that this movie is part 2. So the other Leprechaun movies don't count. There's part 1 and then there's this one from 2018, part 2, because the leprechaun comes out unfortunately it comes out of Ozzy and kills Ozzy. Because Ozzy had some gold in his stomach still, so that's what gave the leprechaun the power. He came out of his stomach because Ozzy was at the well, and when he comes out, he's saying, oh, 25 years, it's been 25 years since I've been able to come out. So he's been locked away for 25 years, confirming that Leprechauns 2 and above just didn't happen. Now let me talk about the filming style for this film. When I first heard that this was coming out, in fact when I first saw the trailer for it, I thought this looks absolutely diabolical. It's a sci-fi movie, so it's a straight to TV movie, it's not a theatrical release. But when I watched this film, I was thinking, looking at the quality of it, it's really good for a sci-fi movie. The quality, I mean, the way it was filmed, I like the use of the lighting, and I like the use of the lighting in the daylight as well. Both the lighting in the daylight and at night time reminded me of, again, the original Leprechaun movie. There is a scene, I think it's about an hour and 17 minutes in, that just reeks of Sam Raimi. You see the fast cut shots of the girls doing their things to try and stop the leprechaun, and it reminded me of an Edgar Wright movie as well, but it had a kind of Sam Raimi vibe to it. And straight after that we have another Sam Raimi vibe when the leprechaun is split into little mini leprechauns, and it just reminded me of Bruce Campbell's character Ash when he was in Army of Darkness, when there's a lot of little ashes running about. It was just the exact same feeling. The jokes are terrible in this film, and what makes it even worse is they're delivered in a bad way. Now the acting is not terrible in this film, it's actually quite decent for a Leprechaun movie. I will say that the acting in this movie is probably the best since the first Leprechaun movie. That's not saying much because the acting in the first one wasn't great. I really did like Ozzy in this one. Ozzy really annoyed me in the first Leprechaun movie, but in this one he's obviously matured as an actor, I think, and he wasn't as annoying in this film. I actually felt sorry for him in this film. I didn't feel sorry for him in the first one. So the acting was quite good for a Leprechaun movie. In fact, it was great for a Leprechaun movie, but it wasn't as bad as you think it might be. Taylor Spreetler, who played Lila, she was actually decent. She's the lead role in the film, so she's got obviously the most screen time as well. But I thought she was really good. I would say that I wanted her to survive. I didn't really care for any of the other characters in the film. Some of them annoyed me, but apart from that, I think that she was the standout. For me, I didn't miss Warwick Davis. I had a feeling that I would miss Warwick Davis, and I think that's what a lot of people have an issue with, is Warwick Davis isn't playing the leprechaun in this film. This is the proper Leprechaun. I know that the one that came out a few years ago didn't really have the leprechaun in it, but this has got the proper Leprechaun. It does look like Warwick Davis, it sounds like Warwick Davis, so for me, with the makeup and the sound, it didn't bother me one bit. Warwick Davis is great, he was a great actor, but I think that the person that played him done a fine job. I think some of the kills in this were pretty creative and gruesome. There was one character called Matt, who I kind of knew this was going to happen to him. Near the start of the film, he's fixing a solar panel on the roof of the cabin, and the girl said to him, "You're doing it wrong, you need to fix it." He's like, "No, I'm not fixing it, I've done it right." And because he said that and it's up on the roof, I thought he's going to get hit with that solar panel, and he doesn't just get hit with it. The solar panel literally comes down to the middle of his body and slices him in half, and he falls backwards and forwards at the same time, and it looked pretty real. So yeah, I think the gore in this film and the kills were really good. I've read some people are making fun of one of the jokes in the film. I think the Leprechaun says something like, "It's hammer time," and it is very cringy and dated, and people are saying, well, why are they saying that? You know, it's a 25-30-year-old singer, MC Hammer, but we have to remember that this is the first time that Leprechauns came out into the open for 25 years. So I would imagine back in 1993, MC Hammer might have still been relevant, so that's probably who he remembers from 25 years ago. All the Leprechaun movies are pretty bad. Even the best Leprechaun movie is pretty bad. But the first three movies were watchable. You could watch them and kind of enjoy them in a way, even though they weren't great movies. They're guilty pleasures. After the first three movies, the rest of them are awful, terrible, and you probably wouldn't want to watch them again. I don't think I could watch them again. But this one is a watchable Leprechaun movie, and I'm surprised to say that. I thought I was going to go into this hating it even worse than the one before that. But this was not a bad movie, and I have to admit it was watchable. It's probably on par with the first three Leprechaun movies. That's not saying much. It's not a great movie. It's not even a good movie, but it's a watchable movie and one that I would probably watch again in the future. So there we have it, guys. A Leprechaun movie that I didn't hate. I thought it was actually okay. If you've seen the movie, let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think it is a good Leprechaun movie, or do you think it's a good movie overall? Again, leave your comments down below. Let me know where this ranks in the Leprechaun franchise for you. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching again. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.